Our voter and election services are ready for the primary elections as early voting begins. And we'll introduce you to Yuma County's new county administrator. These stories and more, this is your County Line. The primary election is approaching, and Yuma County has finalized preparations for the August 2nd primary as early voting begins July 6th. Yuma County Election Services recently conducted 2 logic and accuracy tests to ensure that votes cast in the upcoming primary election are correctly counted by the tabulation equipment. Before and after every election, these tests are required. With these tests complete, our voter and election services are now ready for early voting.
Early ballots are a great option, or early voting in person, if you don't want to worry about waiting in lines at the vote center on election day. What's nice here is that the state of Arizona gives you multiple options, so you can vote early in person at our offices, or you can receive your ballot at home and return those to us by 7 p.m. on election night.
Early voting in person will be available at the Recorder's Office, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., beginning Wednesday, July 6th and ending Friday, July 29th. If you're a registered voter and want to cast your ballot using an early ballot, just visit the county's website at yumacountyaz.gov. The Yuma County Board of Supervisors has unanimously appointed a new administrator for Yuma County. Ian McGahey was promoted from his position as Deputy County Administrator following a nationwide search for a replacement. Mr. McGahey has over 30 years of experience in the private and public sectors, including more than 17 years as an elected official, department director, city administrator, town manager, and Deputy County Administrator.
From my first day as Deputy County Administrator 2 years ago, I was so impressed by the quality of the employees that work for the county. So now in my new position as County Administrator, I'm really looking forward to continuing to work with the team in the service of our residents, businesses, and visitors.
He holds a Master's of Public Administration and is a member of the International City-County Management Association. The County Administrator directs 19 department and division directors and is responsible for the day-to-day operation of county activities, while carrying out the Board of Supervisors' direction.
Hi, I'm Mary, and this is your Health Watch. Without question, the COVID-19 crisis that plagued the world had everyone on edge. It put an enormous amount of stress into everyone's lives. It created a heavy burden for our healthcare experts. During the entire time, our community reached out heavily to the healthcare worker community.
Yuma County is located in the southwest corner of Arizona. We have a shared border with Mexico to the south. One of the challenges that we faced early on in the pandemic was the fact that we had people going back and forth through the border every day to come to work.
When we all started this, we had no vaccine. We are next to the border. There's always a concern that we have some way to mitigate the rate of infection, but there's a lot of people that cross, essential workers that cross and actually work here, but they also purchase here, and they also have family here. And we depend on these people to cross every day. So it was a challenge. I've been the mayor for San Luis for almost 10 years now, but also a provider. Having that dual position puts me in a position where I can make a difference. Not only when treating my patients, but also making sure they don't get sick.
COVID was happening so fast, so quickly that nobody knew anything. It was just a scary moment where everybody were told to go and shelter in place. And our population couldn't do that because they're essential workers. They had to be working.
We really wanted to partner with people that had established roots and had those relationships in the community. As healthcare providers in the Public Health Authority, we had those relationships, but COVID came at a time where there was lots of distrust in the government. We learned early on, in order to address some of this, was that we really had to reach out to the local communities, and especially our nonprofit partners, our elected officials, and work together with them.
Some of the challenges that we saw immediately once the pandemic started is accessibility and education. Our elder population did not have access to internet, or it was difficult for them to get through a phone call to make an appointment. So that's when we immediately acted as a community-based organization, and we came and communicated with the Yuma County Health Department, where we established this partnership where we started holding vaccination clinics here at our local community.
We had decided to maintain ourselves really a community grassroots organization and being able to meet the needs of that population that very often is not known by the organizations or the governmental entities that develop the programs. Usually our population is not the one they have in focus when they're developing the services. We try to not just provide the services, but also be like a voice, an advocate organization that leaves their voices to those that need to hear them.
It was really challenging for us to make sure that not only were we able to provide accurate information, but that it was timely and that it was presented in a manner that was culturally appropriate. And because we share that border, it also entailed having partnerships with our health officials across the border, which is the Secretaría de Salud, so that we were presenting information along the border region that was consistent, that was accurate, and that was relatable to them.
So that's when we began reaching out to our local public health entities, and they were readily available and willing to help us.
Our local organizations and nonprofits have been the right match for the health department and COVID response. They've been supportive on making sure that there's one concise message to go out into the community. I feel like the health department became mobile so that we can address the immediate needs instead of waiting for the community to come to us. We went to them.
Our paramedic students, our law enforcement students helped direct traffic, our social work students helped translate. So it was a true effort, and it gave those students an opportunity to get some hands-on learning, and hopefully will be a very unique experience.
I think this is an example of how Yuma County Health Department is so essential. While everyone else is making it political, we were not making it political. It was about our residents, about keeping everyone healthy. It's about keeping the numbers down in the hospital. It's about having the proper number of ventilators available at all times. Yuma County as a whole, I think we did very good. I'm just very proud of our community.
While the Kresge Foundation has honored Yuma County Public Health for the Herculean effort put forward, it is clearly a nod to every healthcare organization here in the Southwest, highlighting how we all set the standard during this terrible time in our history.
We would like to recognize an employee whose heroic actions have earned him the life-saving award from Yuma County. On May 10th, Juan Salcedo and Joe Lopez were on lunch break when suddenly Juan began choking and felt that food became lodged in his throat, obstructing his airway. Juan stated he was afraid for his life and signaled for help as he was desperate for air. Due to Joe Lopez's quick response to action and effective first aid, Juan's airway was cleared and the food had dislodged from his throat. Juan stated he was lucky and thankful that Joe was present that day because he saved his life. We would like to thank Joe Lopez for his quick and courageous act. Before we head out, we'd like to remind you about cooling centers that are now open around Yuma County. Yuma County Public Health Services District and local organizations have joined forces to open cooling centers in Yuma County. Both the Foothills and Welton libraries have recently been added to the list of cooling stations. These centers provide free water and cool areas for our community. Visit our website at yumacountyaz.gov if you're looking for a convenient location to cool off. Thank you for joining us for this County Line. We'd like to know of any story ideas you may have, so let us know. And if you're looking for stories we've covered in the past, log on to our website at yumacountyaz.gov/VOD. We'll see you on the next County Line.